Alright, here we go with the next Boruto. This is episode 113. Let's go and get straight into it with our newly promoted boy. 3, 2, 1. That was with me skipping that stupid Tokyo treat thing, whatever that was. Yeah, look at him. That's right. What's the pay rise in this? Oh, shit. Who's... Oh, okay. Yeah, she's alright. There's certain people I wouldn't want walking into my room without knocking, but you know. I'm sorry, I can't take you seriously as my boss when your hair is like that. How would that even work? It's sideways, man. Yeah, piece of cake. They're gonna send him on a milk run for his first mission. I doubt it. You're getting your ass kicked. Exactly. Look at her. She's gonna be following him the whole time. Yeah, yeah. He's the smartest kid in the class. Come on now. Not if I'm in charge or not. I see. I don't qualify, man. I just got my jacket. You're not my boss anymore. Well, that's true. That's really good advice. Yeah, he is. Huh. Now, I've heard the winking thing is not it's not salacious in Japan, obviously because he's doing that to his boss, right? You know, who's like 20 years older than him, easily. No, it got to be. Yeah, because she's the same age as his parents, I think. Yeah, something like that. No, she's younger than his parents. Well, anyway, she's a certain number of years older than him, right? So it's not salacious anyway. They don't seem to wink over there as a flirtatious thing. So over there, it's like sticking your tongue out at somebody. You know, I'm still trying to grasp the intricacies of that because I don't think that's a direct one-to-one translation. Like, you know, here in America, sticking your tongue out at somebody means something very specific. But they also do this thing and also do this, and that seems to be very similar to the winking thing. So I'm still trying to get it all together, right? It'll take years of more anime for me to really, you know, parse this out. But, you know, that's what seems to be going on there. Well, then we got to figure out, you also have to consider, obviously, anime is an exaggerated version of their culture. So anything we see in an anime is going to be cranked up to 11. It'll be much more subdued in real life in Japan, right? Like, and plus, this is, well, actually, this came out, what, 2015, 16, 17, somewhere around there? It's a more modern look at Japanese culture, but still, like, it's reflected through the lens. Nobody would watch, I don't know, what the hell is it? I don't even know what network TV is anymore. Nobody would watch a Magnum PI reboot and think that that's American culture. But it's a perverted version of American culture, you know, filtered through the lens of entertainment. There you are winking again. What the hell? Oh, Jesus. This is your team? Well, at least we got the kitty cat. I love her. Excellent. Yeah. Yeah. That's right. Start sucking up to the boss immediately. Yeah. There she is. Look at her. That's not salacious. Neither's that. They're making fun of him. That's what they're doing. Shut your cat ass up. Nobody asked you to stick your furry nose into this. That's what I said. You kiss that ass because you know where the power is. Oh, Jesus Christ. You gotta be shitting me. What the hell, man? Yeah, don't make me start cracking the whip, bitch. Look at those two back there. In charge of you, too. That's the biggest problem right here, man. There he is. See, he's also winking. Everybody's winking. Very disturbing. Man, That's our milk run, man. This is bullshit. I quit. I'm not doing this. That's what I'm saying. Bring back a flower. This is some bullshit. Although they had to do this in Batman Begins. So the time is of the essence. Apparently something's guarding it. Did you ever consider that? There's some kind of barrier that requires 4 shinobi. Even for kids. Taken care of. So we're going to have to get through a gauntlet. Yeah. Man, we don't care about no damn bandits. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You kick that ass. Yeah. Yeah, why'd you lean in all evil all of a sudden? Jesus. Oh. Okay, so now this has become 7 deadly sins. I quit. I was really shocked to find out the pig was the Demon King. What a milk run. This is some bullshit. Huh. Yeah. That's what I do when I'm hungry. I just scream. Yeah, look at it. Why is he sweating? That's a human making those noises. Please stop. Okay, so get on the job, bacon, or you're bacon. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because he knows where the flower is. So it's going to be pig on pig crime. We're running into that pig. What the hell? How are you going to know where to go, man? Is he going to point? Yeah, I'm trying to get this job over with. This is a bullshit. Oh, he's really small. Okay. Scale-wise, he seemed bigger than that. Just wait till he pisses. Yeah. Now we got wolves, too? Jesus. At least he got the full dossier. He didn't share this information with anybody else. What, are you saying you can't fight? Okay, I guess that's how he tells you where to go. Or that he heard wolves. Huh. Yeah. You're gonna get jumped. Yeah. She wants to fight. Because we're competitive. What do you mean back off? I'm the boss. Yeah. Hey, leader. What's up, man? You got to lead. Oh, these wolves about to get rocked, man. Yeah, goddamn. That's right. Go full cat on these bitches. Yeah, that's what I thought. Sometimes you got to educate. Oh, Jesus. Oh. What a shit show. Start cracking a whip, man. You got to whip them into shape. This is good for them to learn how to work with other people, new people, right? Oh, the wolves are eating good, man. I don't think pigs can climb trees. How'd you get up there? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not snide. That's an observation. Somebody put it up there so you can get jumped. The bandits, probably. Is that the same pig? Yeah, that's not the same pig. That is not the same pig, man. They switched pigs on you. Oh, Jesus Christ. Hey, leader. Knock their heads together. That's not how you do this, man. You got to give one of them a job that they want to do, so that they're not competing for the same job. That's leadership 101, man. Like, for instance, there's got to be 2 paths to scout, right? Send them both out. Is that still Tonsuke? Because I think they got pig swapped. Listen to the cat. Yeah, the pig's going. Oh. Alright. Shit, I had an alarm. I guess I'm up early. If I die, Jesus, who would I put in charge? I guess Boruto. Jesus Christ. What a decision. You need to have a second command. The mission is what matters. They mentioned a birthmark for a reason. Yeah, whip their asses, man. Yeah, he hit you in the face. He's out of here, man. You dead as hell. Yeah, that was a good catch. Nice reflexes. Yeah. A ninja probably would have survived the drop to the river. I don't know about the pig. And that's the end of it. You gotta separate them, that's what I said. Because you two are being dicks. Get your ass up front, cat. You heard me. That's right. Look, man. I'm sorry I had to pull rank, but you're being a dick. This pig is useless, man. Oh, you think it's funny, huh? 5-on-4 ain't fair. You guys need at least 10 people for this to be a fair fight. Yeah, look at him. He's ready to pull his sword. Yeah. Yeah. Take him out. Let them get their heads knocked in a little bit. They're not paying attention to that right now. No shit. What the hell's that? They're trying to capture us. With the pig. Maybe that is their pig. Good job. Where's the cat? Okay. He knows what's up, man. He's smart. Uh-huh. Somebody right. No, that's... You're not making any deals with me. Yeah. Yeah. You people are incompetent. Sugar die. Incompetent. Yeah. Yeah. Incompetent. Dude, there's no way in hell. What the hell are you talking about? Yeah. What have you been doing so far? I like how they translated shikadai to sugar die that one time. You're an idiot. I don't buy that for a second. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. This is a setup, man. Yeah. I wonder if they were told to be pains in the asses to teach him a lesson, because he needs a lesson in leadership. He's very smart. I really like him. I believe he deserves a promotion, but he's a kid still. He needs a lesson in leadership. It's that's the hardest thing to learn is leadership. I made a shit ton of mistakes when I first started doing movie sets. You don't always make the right choices because you get emotional, but you got to divorce yourself from the emotion of it. That's the key. And what are kids? Kids are super emotional. Yeah. Yeah. Here, let me eat these psychedelic mushrooms. Yeah. See, they replaced the pig, man. They got pig swapped. He does, yeah, exactly. I knew the birthmark was going to be important, but I thought it was important ahead of time, not now. I knew something was up. See, the flower probably doesn't matter. What matters is teaching him a lesson in leadership, right? So I think the two were ordered to be pains in the asses. I'm shoving this pig up your ass unless you give me my pig back. Tony's gay. I didn't realize Tony was gay. How good for him. We should throw a party for him. I guess they don't try as hard in filler, because this is filler, right? Incompetent. No, you're idiots. He's a terrible leader. You're a terrible follower. The cat's pretty good, but he's terrible. Sugar dice. Hey. Hey. You don't have enough, man. You don't have enough clones. We're all dead. Worth a shot, though. Yeah. Yeah, it's worth a shot. Throw him over. You guys have the strength, right? You're an idiot. I just use shadows. Yeah. Yeah. This is the lesson he needs to learn, right? I think we've all learned something today. Like I said. Yeah, no shit. She could die, I agree with that. Hey, here we go. The rock turned into a hand. That's very creepy, but we'll take advantage of it. Yeah, I know. That certain someone's name is Dumbass, by the way, just in case you were curious. Yeah. Dumbass. Let him finish, Jesus. Just listen for the sound of a dumbass, because you think he's a dumbass. Those bandits are idiots, man. They would have got away with it if it weren't for these meddling kids. Yeah, because he's hungry. He won't do anything. They don't have that special food. Yeah, this... Feed me, Seymour. Yeah. That's right. Fussy like a little baby. So she needs a hoodie on for the ears. I'm not sure why that is, but clearly that's the truth, right? Cats have good hearing? I'm sure they do. Well, I think dogs, their specialty is their nose. Maybe cats, their specialty is hearing. You know. We don't give a shit about that. Take him out. Yeah. You need to shadow capture the leader who's holding the pig, and then you don't have to worry about the rest of them. Jesus. That was easy. You just need a couple of your clone friends. There's one small pig, man. There it is. Let me point at it. Wait, I thought you didn't work unless you get fed. That's a straight up lie, man. What's up? Maybe he's setting you up. Maybe it's pig shit. Yeah. You're by yourself. Have you not noticed? Pig feet. He eats pig feet? That's not nice. Like I said, a real Rhodes Scholar here, right? Yep. Here's how I fooled you, us meddling kids. Yeah, it was. Yeah. Yeah. Too late. You got shadow captured. What's up? Your ass going to jail over some flowers. Yeah. There it is. Hey, they should be easy to find. They're on the side of the hill and they glow. Yeah, we're picking it. It's gonna die, man. Oh, okay. Well, like I said, I think we've all learned something today. I've learned he's gonna make a good leader in about 15 years. Yeah, of course. We actually didn't need the flower. Yeah, obviously. Yeah, mean. Yeah, regardless, I don't care about you thinking it's mean. He sucked. And so did we. Look at you sweating. Yeah. That's his evil. I need more details. You all got to fill out a report. Yeah. We're trying to fight the alien invasion. It kind of sucked. Yeah. Yeah. I knew they were holding on that for a minute, right? You just have to get to know people, man. Like I can't teach a leadership class in 2 minutes, but you got to get to know people because there is no one size fits all solution to managing people. One person's motivated by money, one person's motivated by praise, one person's motivated by criticism. This person can't be criticized, so you have to find a way to cater to that. It all depends on the situation. There is you don't treat everybody the same, but you treat everybody fairly, right? So, and a lot of times it's like the value they bring, you give them more slack. They talk about the NFL all the time. Have you ever heard of Dan Marino? Dan Marino, before a home game, would show up at the stadium early, and the Teamsters would be there with the team trucks. There'd be like these huge, like 18-wheeler trailer trucks that would show up, and there'd be all the team equipment would be in there, and they would take the team equipment out and put it in the stadium, and then they would have to wait because after the game, they got to go back in and take all the equipment and put it back in the trucks, right? So, because next time it's going to be, unless you have 2 home games back to back, right? But usually, like, you're going to have a road game next, or it's going to be a bye or something, and they're doing something at the stadium. So you got to get the shit out of there. So the Teamsters sit there, say the game starts at 1 p.m. Teamsters get there at 9 a.m., okay? And they grind and work and get everything, and it takes them a couple hours. So by 11, they're done. They're ready for a little bit of lunch. The game starts at 1. The game is over at 4. The stadium doesn't clear out until 5 or 6. So they're basically sitting there from 11 until 6 p.m. and then they come back and have to take all the shit back in the truck. Probably done by 8 o'clock, and then the driver can take it to wherever it's going. Right. So that's the day for the Teamsters. The Teamsters are the people who actually move the shit back and forth. Okay. So what would they do with all this time? Well, for Miami, the specific set of Teamsters is about 20 dudes. Would sit there and drink beer and listen to the game and listen to all the other football games and shoot the shit and talk for like 8 hours, right? Well, Dan Marino knew this, so he would show up at the Teamster truck at 11. Remember, the game starts at 1, and would drink with the Teamsters until 12:30. Get back in. He'd already be dressed up in his uniform, by the way. Get back in just before warm-ups. They go out there for warm-ups at 12:30. This dude has pounded about 10, 12 beers. Go out there, play great, probably win the game, go back in, do the interviews, take a shower, and go back out there and hang out with the Teamsters for another hour or two before you go home. Now, do you think this is legit okay behavior for most NFL head coaches? They're going to know about this. Our starting quarterbacks out there drinking with the truck drivers and the Teamsters and people who move our furniture, man. This was not part of the story that I've heard, but this is Miami. They were smoking weed too, right? Like, come on, man. They might have even been doing more shit than that. I don't know. Probably just, I doubt he'd be sitting there doing, like, cocaine or, LSD before a football game. But they were definitely drinking and getting high. So, is that cool? Well, Dan Marino was one of the, like, top 5 quarterbacks in the league when this was happening. Out of a team of 20, a league that had 28 teams, right? So you let it slide. You look the other way. You pretend you don't know. A guy who doesn't know anything about leadership would try to go down there and bust Dan Marino's balls about this. But he's getting the job done. You're winning games, right? So you have to know what to let slide and who to let it slide with. So this particular team, Boruto's probably the most useful person. And he wasn't really having friction with anybody. So, that was, he's pretty easy to get along with, though. He is easily bored. And probably in some situations, I'm a little surprised he wasn't more aggressive. I think the focus of this episode was on the cat and the bully, right? But you would think he'd be a little more aggressive. He likes the action. He likes fighting and stuff like that. But also, I think because Shikadaya is like basically his best friend, maybe there was some of that going on there too. So, one thing you could do as a leader, just looking at the dynamics we had. Now we're walking, we're taking breaks, we're stopping to use the bathroom. They don't show that, but say you stop, you've been walking for 2 hours, time to use the bathroom. Well, there's a girl in the group, so you're not all four just going to sit there and pull it out and piss on the same tree. You separate to use the bathroom. So she's going one way, Bully's going one way, and you and Boruto are going another way. Maybe you're watching a pig and they go off to use the bathroom. They come back, they watch the pig, you guys go to the bathroom, right? That kind of thing. So they could be that. So anyway, when they're not around, you turn to Boruto and say, look, man, you see the friction between these two. I need your help. How about you take the bully and just start engaging him in conversation and keep him distracted and keep him not thinking about what's happening. I'm going to tell old girl to go ahead and take point, because I think she's just better at it with her cat senses, right? The bully can be back there, but you be there with him and you just engage him in conversation and, kiss his ass and banter with him and all this stuff. Keep him distracted, keep him laughing. Can you do this for me? This is the way you handle shit, man. You don't have to always attack things directly, man. You got to come in from the corners. See, that's the best part about leadership, is not everything is just, I'm coming to you. Hey, some people you can just come to and you can talk to them and say, look, this is causing a problem. Can you do X, Y, and Z? And that'll be okay. These two aren't like that, because they've been addressed several times and they weren't responding to that. So then you got to come in from the corners. And so separating them is a good idea. But, one's taking point, and then one's in the back, and Boruto's engaging and got a conversation. That's what I would do, because Boruto's your friend, and he'll do this without question and without thinking any less of you. Saying, look, I need you to help me out. And that's really how you come at I need your help. People like to help. Generally speaking, people like to help, and they like to be useful. Most people. And that's something you can tap into as a leader. Because they just want to help, and a lot of times they can't do nothing for me. But maybe some of the littlest things can be something that can be useful, and then they feel useful, they feel valued, and then you've actually gotten something accomplished as well at the same time. So, and then you start building a rapport with the person. There's a trust on both sides, right? The other thing about this, this whole shit of you talking to each other, you told us we can't talk to each other. Look, obviously, and he even said that you got to adapt to the situation. That is no excuse. Once they pulled that shit out, I'd cuss them both out. You people actually have a rank now. You're not like trainees, recruits in the academy. You're the lowest ranked ninja, but you have a rank. You're trying to tell me you didn't know that in a combat situation, you're not allowed to talk to each other. Give me a break, man. And usually I'd say you're a grown-ass man or you're a grown-ass woman. Well, they're not. But look, man, you're old enough that I shouldn't have to take you by the hand with that shit. That was childish as hell. And it makes sense, because they are still children. But that should have been addressed. That's them having friction with each other is fine. I understand that, and they're trying to get used to it. This may be the first time they've ever worked outside their team. They're learning, too. That's okay. But this whole and you probably wouldn't say don't talk. What you would say is don't talk to each other unless it's necessary. No more bickering. Basically, just say no more bickering, right? But I wouldn't even, like I said, I wouldn't have said that. I would have found another solution. But that whole thing with them talking about, oh my God, you told us we couldn't talk to each other, so look, this is your fault. F you. Like, you give me a break, man. That's something you wouldn't even let a first day recruit say some shit like that and get away with it. Like, I would have zero patience for that crap, right? So, anyway, yeah, I really like this a lot, man. This is a great. I know it's filler. This is a great episode. It's a good character episode, and I really enjoyed it.